Welcome to the Thursday, June 3rd meeting of your Irving Las Colinas Rotary Club, celebrating 84 years of service to the Irving community. Our invocation day will be led by the Reverend Bill LaVar. Our pledge by Val Bozak. Neil and Sandra will lead us singing the national anthem, and Bobby Haas will introduce our business
A couple of announcements before we pray. We need to build flags on Saturday. We've got some disassemble things. I've got a small group that's going to be there early to disassemble flags. We have too many people for that process. But then I need everybody else to show up at 9 o'clock, and we're going to build for an hour. And that should put us in good shape. Kathy, I checked this week, and we had just enough extra flags built that we were comfortable. Okay, so we were good with that. So Saturday at 9 o'clock, we'll build flags from 9 to 10. Second thing is, I need to let you know that Bill Wood is our good friend and fellow Rotarian, is in hospice care. It's at the Boone Pickens Hospice Place over on Floyd, and it's Faith Presbyterian. It is, and it's an incredibly beautiful facility. If you've not been there, it is an incredibly beautiful facility. But he is asleep. I commended him to God with his family yesterday, and he will not be waking up. I suspect he will be gone within the next week. Okay? So I'll lift up Bill and lift up Mike. They're going to school with his brother. So I need to be the bearer of that. Think about flags. Okay? Think about flags. Join me in the spirit of prayer. Eternal God, we give you thanks for this blessings of this day, this absolutely beautiful day in North Texas. We've had plenty of rain. We don't disparage it because it's always good to have rain in Texas, but we are thankful for the cool temperatures and the sunshine and the gloriousness of this day. We give you thanks for this club and its work in our community. We got past our first flag day pretty well, and we're preparing for the second one. We ask your spirit upon those who work and build and work in that project and on all of the projects of our club to bless our work in this community. We lift up to you our brother Bill Wood and our friend Mikey and his family as they struggle through difficult times, and ask your spirit to be upon them. We also ask your spirit to bless this food, to take it to the nourishment of our bodies, and to keep us this day in your peace. In the name of Christ we pray. Amen. Wow. Play ball. Well done, Neil and Sandra. Thank you. I've noticed that when I sing close to Neil, I always sound better. All right, so appreciate that opportunity there. Bobby Haas is going to introduce our visiting Rotarians and guests. You have that updated list, sir?
Richard Raymond's wife, Elaine, is with us. Welcome, Elaine. Anybody else? Yeah, Owen will introduce Happy. She's with him as part of the program today. I also want to recognize Jasmine is online. Some of you know that Jasmine is one of our prospective new members, transferring from a club in Australia. So she's joined us online, but she'll be joining us in person here in a few weeks. So welcome to all of our visiting Rotarians and guests. What? The pop is online as well as Mara Gaff. So we thank all of those that are joining us virtually. There may be a few more that'll be joining us here in a few minutes. I'm going to get to our speaker in a few minutes, but I've got a couple of quick awards and then announcements. So Chris Dobson, if you're in the house, come forward here. I've been holding this attendance award pin. It might actually be a year old. I don't know for sure, but it says 6 on it. So hopefully that's the right number. We thank you for your attendance, and even when you weren't here, you were always online. So, Chris, thank you very much. All right, thank you. And I'll do my second recognition in a minute, but let me just go to Lazaro. You want to come up and give us a quick announcement? I'll give it up for Lazaro.
All right. Well, it looks like every time I'm up here is something about running, and this is about that again. This time it's about Olympic Day, which General Altapanta, he's online at the league, and that's coming up June 25th and June 26th. We already have our list of volunteers that we are going to be needing for the run part on June 26th. There's going to be a fun run and walk, a 5K walk, and a 10K as well. That's going to be ran in the business center in Las Colinas, and we are in need of a lot of different volunteers for like easy positions where it could be that you're watching the race and you give directions to runners to go right, go left, or as they're running past a water station, you hand them out a water bottle, that kind of stuff. So we have a lot of different opportunities for the club to be involved. I know that Rick Lindsay involved are working on the flags and getting the plaza and the area set up so that it looks like, you know, a big celebration for Olympic Day. So we are going to be up there. So if you guys have some time, June 26th, get with me, and I have a list of different items that we can be doing that are very fun, depending on what you want to do. It is in the morning from about 5:30 to about 10:30. And there's different shifts that we have available. So get with me between now and June 26th. And we're expecting a lot of different the community to join in, not only for the run, but also there's basketball, archery, and all of that can be found at irvingolympicday.com, or just ask me afterwards. So thank you.
And Lazaro, can we make sure that we get that link to the website and the information about needing volunteers tomorrow so she can get that in the email that goes out? Thank you so much. We want to be part of that. Rotary is going to get a little bit of recognition with that, and we're grateful to General Zapata who joined us to give us that opportunity for Rotary to partner with the city for the Olympic Day. We actually have purchased 14 Olympic flags, and so in addition to the U.S. flags that will be going out, we're going to be putting out Olympic flags in that same general area. So glad to be part of that. That's coming up real quickly, though. That's 3 weeks from this Saturday. Before I go to our speaker, I'm going to ask Richard Raymond to come forward, and I'm going to ask our speaker, Owen Devlin, to come up. We coordinated this because Owen's going to be talking to us about the Rotary Foundation and about the Paul Harris Fellows Program. And so I have a Paul Harris pin for Richard Raymond. So we're going to present that. We have one other Paul Harris person that's been recognized. We're waiting for that pin to come in. So I hope before the end of my term, we're able to present another Paul Harris recognition this year. For those of you that are keeping count, I have 3 more meetings left. And for those of you that haven't been attending, it's safe to come back at that point. But next week we have a person speaking for Baylor Scott and White. 2 weeks from today, I'm going to ask for those of you that can join us and like to fill the room. I'm going to be recognizing our board really for the last 2 years, because last year at the end of June, when I would have recognized them, we were still in quarantine. So come and be part of that. And in 3 weeks from today, Linda Despain will be installed as the new president of this club, and our own Max DuPlant will be here that day, district governor, and she will be doing the installation that particular day, as well as meeting with our club board before that meeting. So I want to make sure that those of you that are serving on Linda's board, the incoming board, you're here to be part of that. Well, Rick Lindsay arranged here a few months ago for Owen Devlin, who is the District 5810 Rotary Foundation chair, to come be part of our meeting today. And Owen was kind enough to send his bio and everything like that to Rick. And then Rick messaged me this morning and said that he's at a doctor's appointment, can't come. Could you introduce Owen? So, but I don't have a bio, but I know Owen because he served in this capacity for a number of years. I've met him and sat in on sessions that he's taught at district assembly and at PEC. So I feel like everywhere I go that I attend a Rotary meeting, Owen is there, and he serves our district in a very strong capacity, helping raise the money that our district contributes to Rotary Foundation, which, as many of you know, comes back to our district and enables us to give grants and scholarships out. So Owen's going to talk to you a little bit more about that. He brought a guest that's also going to speak to us. I'll let him introduce her. But let's give a warm welcome to our speaker today, Owen Devlin.
Robert DeSal Zapata, can you hear me?
Thank you, Robert. It's a pleasure to be here. Hello, everyone. It's wonderful to be here today. This is the second time I was here, maybe the third time. It's a great venue, and I thank you for the hospitality. It's a wonderful luncheon you served. One thing I want to say is that your club is very generous. Could you pull up the first slide, please? So today I'm going to give a brief overview of your donations as a club. And so you find out about yourselves first. You're doing very well as an organization in terms of your generosity to the foundation. So I'm here to thank you. And my understanding from talking to Robert, I'm going to leave today with a very nice check to the foundation. So I'm going to leave with cheesecake and a fat check. It's a happy day to be the foundation chair. So big picture, you're right on track for your annual fund goal. This year you set a goal of $4,000 and you've already exceeded the annual fund goal. You've collected $5,500, and that's for the annual fund. The annual fund, that money comes back to the district in part to use for global grants and district grants. There's 2 types of grants. So your generosity is very important because we get to spend that money as a group, collectively, the different clubs. So then the other big part of the donations is for the Polio Foundation. And you've been, over the years, you've been very generous also to the Polio Foundation. We have a separate fund. It's called Polio Plus Fund. And the Polio Plus Fund is used for inoculations around the world to prevent polio. And we're down to just 2 countries, Afghanistan and Iraq. And we still have to inoculate children in Africa. The number of inoculations is huge that we have to do, because there's millions of children that are born and they need to be inoculated, just like our children need to be inoculated. Because polio is a virus, it's in the soil, it'll never go away, it's always going to be there. So you need a vaccine. So in terms of club fundraising analysis, a couple of key points. There's a couple of categories every year, every Rotarian. And my understanding, the check today will go towards everyone in the club, and everyone will be a donor to the foundation. And that's a wonderful thing. And the other note I can see from your chart is that you have more members. You have 66 members. Last year you had 61. Congratulations. That is awesome work by all of you to invite members, and that's great. So your stats are very good, and I commend you for it. That's all I want to say about that. Thank you. So the Rotary Foundation is part of Rotary. You should recognize there's really three parts to Rotary. There's the clubs, and we're all members of the club in District 5810. And then there's two other parts. There's the Rotary International. That's the organization in Evanston, Illinois. There's a chairman and a team that run Rotary International. And so they have their own budget. They even have a small endowment, and it's a separate organization. So it takes a team of leaders to run Rotary, and we have some good ones. John Yuko is our chairman, and he's a phenomenal visionary leader. And we also have a separate group in Evanston, the Rotary Foundation. It's not dissimilar to a lot of organizations. So the Rotary Foundation has its own board of directors, separate from the Rotary International, and it has its own management team that works with all the clubs on their grants and approves grants, reviews, and they have experts in many areas like water and sanitation and polio vaccinations. So there's a cadre in Evanston and around the country. There's also a woman in Texas that works for Rotary, Shelley Hill, and she's works with the foundation answering questions. For those of you who have major gifts or want to mention Rotary, you can talk to Shelley Hill. But you also can talk to the person sitting right in front of me, Happy Franklin. Happy Franklin is going to speak about the Bequest Society. And I want to point out, Happy Franklin is president-elect of the Park Cities Club. And she is an expert on wills and estates and how to mention Rotary in your will. I want to point out that we had two major bequests this year. One gentleman in the Addison Club gave $250,000 to the club foundation and $250,000 to the Rotary Foundation World Fund. And then there was another gentleman who also gave $200,000 to the World Fund. So Happy, please come and talk about the Bequest Society.
Hi there, how are y'all? Happy Thursday. This is a really impressive meeting room, great people, great lunch. This is a really great place to be. I really appreciate the invitation to be here. So if you are looking for a way to leave a legacy to Rotary, you may want to consider becoming a Bequest Society or a Bequest Society member or a benefactor. How can you make a gift? You can name the Rotary Foundation of Rotary International as a beneficiary in your will, your codicil, your annuity, your permanent life insurance policies, such as Index Universal Life, Whole Life, Universal Life. You just can't use term life insurance. You can also name the Rotary Foundation of Rotary International as a beneficiary in your IRA or Roth IRA, your trust, your donor advised fund, your charitable remainder trust, or charitable lead trust, just to name a few. So you can make it happen. It's important, though, that you use the foundation's official legal name in your estate plan. The Rotary Foundation of Rotary International is the official legal name of the Rotary Foundation. So if you're sitting there thinking, well, I've already done my will, I don't really want to have to pay a whole lot of money to get it updated. I've got a solution for you. Randy Sandifer and the Allen Rotary Club is a great attorney. He's created a fabulous codicil that I'd be delighted to share with your president so that he can share that with you. You can update your codicil. It's a really fantastic and a really easy way to get that completed. Benefactor status. A gift in your estate plan under 10,000 makes you a benefactor. You will have benefactor status by committing any amount in your estate plan under 10,000. You will receive a personalized certificate and a special insignia. Your name will be shared by Rotary International as a growing list of contributors unless you request anonymity, and some people like to have that anonymity. Bequest Society membership. A gift in your estate plan over 10,000 makes you a member of the Bequest Society. When you commit a gift of 10,000 or more, you will receive an engraved recognition crystal and 1 recognition pin per household. When you make a commitment of future gifts of 10,000 or more to the Rotary Foundation, you're invited to the Bequest Society, and there's different levels. The 10,000, you get a Bequest Society pin and an exclusive art piece suitable for framing. At 25,000, you get the Rotary's Promise Crystal and a named endowment fund, plus all of the other stuff just listed. At 50,000, you get a separate named endowment fund directed to 2 areas of focus of your choice, plus all of the above that we've listed. 100,000, you get a customized Rotary Promise Crystal, plus all of that above. And 250,000, you get an induction into the Arch Clump Society, plus all of the above. 500,000, this one's pretty exciting. They're all very exciting. 500,000, you get special seating and registration at the Rotary International Convention. So just think about that. That could be really handy. So what fund does your gift benefit? Your gift automatically benefits the Endowment World Fund, which allows the trustees of the Rotary Foundation to direct funds where it's most needed around the world. If you would prefer your gift benefit a different program like Polio Plus, like Owen just mentioned, the Rotary Peace Centers, or one or more areas of focus, you can make that decision. We can make that happen. The only fund that you can't select is the annual fund. Custom fund. Maybe you'd like to have a custom fund. If you leave 25,000 or more to the Rotary Foundation, you can have the option of having a fund that you get to name within the Endowment World Fund. You'll complete a gift agreement so that the fund is customized exactly per your request. You may have the fund bear your name, your family's name, your trust's name, your foundation's name, whatever name of your choosing. And so let us make that happen for you. It'd be great for you to have a custom fund. There are 10 Bequest Society levels: 10,000, 25,000, 50,000, 100,000, 250,000, 500,000, $1 million, $2.5 million, $5 million, and $10 million. Now remember, you can use life insurance. So just think about what level you'd like to leave for Rotary. So all you have to do to get started is to complete a form and give it back to me. I'll email it to your president. So it'll be easy for you to get that today or tomorrow, whenever you're ready to take care of that. And we'll make the process as easy as possible for you. I really appreciate everything that y'all are doing for Rotary. Y'all are very generous. I think that's incredible that y'all have grown in a really tough year. I'm really impressed with your Zoom and your in-person setup here. Y'all really have this figured out. So great work. Let me know how I can help. Thank you.
Thank you, Happy. So the important thing about the foundation is the why. Why do we do this to raise all this money? So I thought today I would finish by giving you a high-level summary of what the district has done through the different clubs and what the projects were. So I'm going to refer to notes since I don't have all of this memorized. So excuse me for looking down at my paper. That's the way professors work, so I guess I can do it too. So district grants are $3,500 and less. So clubs such as your club received a $3,500 grant, a matching grant for your school supplies backpacks. So district grants are widely used by many clubs. So this year, there were 35 clubs that applied for grants, and the grants were $100,000 in total, with a maximum per club of $3,500. And there were 58 projects this year, which is really totally amazing that we had that many projects. There were 10 in foreign countries, so you can use a district grant for projects overseas. There's no restrictions on that. So for example, here's some examples of district grants. Park Cities Club, Happy's Club, they are building in Bonton Farms, they're building a medical clinic, a full-scale medical clinic in conjunction with Parkland, and they received a district grant, I believe, for a special equipment bed. And then Allen Sunrise, they are sending oxygen bottles. They're buying oxygen bottles in India. India is having a crisis for COVID, and their hospitals don't have lines running throughout the building. They use individual oxygen bottles. So they're running out of them. They need money. So Allen Sunrise is providing funds literally to save lives with this oxygen. There are many clubs use scholarship dollars. So the scholarships are typically for college students that are admitted as freshmen, and there are multiple clubs. I can name a few: Frisco, Farmersville, White Rock, Plano West give college scholarships. Other projects include the Dallas Club. They have a bike rodeo every year over at Children's, and they have they train kids on how to use bikes, and they give away 100 bikes. It's a great program on a Saturday. I would go to their website and you could possibly participate in doing that. So that's a wonderful thing. Now, the Dallas Uptown Rotary Club, I'm a member. They have dictionary projects. So we go to 21 schools, and all the third graders get dictionaries, and they love getting them. And these are disadvantaged youth that really don't have access to the internet. So having a dictionary, and it has encyclopedia information in the back about maps and country. So it's a great resource for these young children. Now, the other part of grants are global grants. Global grants are $30,000 budget and up, and they're funded by the clubs, by the district, and by the Rotary Foundation. And this last year, we had 10 global grants, so we accomplished a lot. There were 2 scholarships. We have 2 students at Oxford. One started last year. He was postponed. He was stuck in Germany, and then he finally has gotten back to Oxford. And then we have another student that's got a scholarship to Oxford. She's going to be going over there in the fall. So global grants are for graduate level scholarships. That's what Rotary Foundation does. Clubs do the individual college level scholarships. The foundation only does graduate school scholarships. But the money's out there if you know somebody that needs a scholarship, and it has to be in the areas of focus. So some of the other projects, running down them briefly, we have a Navajo Indian Reservation water project in the 4 corners of Arizona, and our district is actively involved in that. $10,000 was donated a couple of years ago, and now there's a new global grant in process, and I know the district really wants to get behind building water supply and electricity using solar panels in the Navajo Indian Reservation. There's about 20 Rotary clubs involved in this project. So it's a cool project. We were going to do a road trip, but that road trip never happened last year, as you can well imagine, where people were going to go to the 4 corners. I think they probably would have needed an RV. It takes a long time to get there, from what I understand. And so some other great projects are in India, the Addison Club did a prosthetic devices. They had a a clinic where children were measured for prosthetic devices and adults, and they gave away prosthetic devices in a community in India. So, and there's also a Prestonwood Club in Tanzania. They build water wells and supply elementary schools in this town with water. The schools had no water in them, and so this water supply system will go into schools. They can wash their hands. They have fresh water to drink. So the Prestonwood completed that global grant. So those are just some examples of global grants. That's the end of my talk. Does anybody have questions about the Rotary Foundation? Yes. Okay, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Owen. Appreciate it. Well, we definitely have opportunities to make a larger difference. And thanks, Owen and Happy, for reminding us of how we can help someone that needs a more quality lifestyle and be remembered a lifetime. So, moving on, next program for next week will be Toma Wolf, Vice President of Operations of Mavis Cotton Wine. So, encourage everyone to attend, bring a friend with you, and try to get some of the members that we haven't seen for a little time that vaccinated and feels comfortable coming out into the public. Our next board, bi-monthly board meeting, will be indicated later. I'm going to touch with all the board members and see what time registration is. 10:30 is not first choice, but if it's your choice, it will be 10:30. Next past president's meeting will be Thursday, September the 2nd, and we look forward to all past presidents and future for attending, and the meeting is adjourned.